Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to StrangeCast, Player One vs. World's Life is Strange fan podcast. This is episode 103, Side B. Side A is already available on podcast services and YouTube. I am with your host, Adnan and Riaz. My co-host, Adam Evalt, is here. Where are you, Adam?
I am present like a Christmas tree.
Yes, you are present. You are like Father Christmas on
Yes.
Christmas with your list, and you're writing down the bad eggs who are disliking the videos
Of course,
as well.
in Britain, you call him Father Christmas. You know, like we just call him Santa Claus, but you call him Daddy over there, like for some reason.
Exactly. We've got a lot of issues, a lot of trauma there.
Y'all are upside down over there.
Yes,
Leave him
but
out
he's like
fish and chips.
exactly like Santa Claus. It's like, Daddy, sign this. There you go.
Daddy Christmas, come back here.
But we're back. So we're back to the
Yes.
second part. So I hope you're looking forward to this because a lot of details to talk about. But before we start, if you are new here, consider dropping a like on the video, share with your friends, subscribe. If you do not subscribe to this channel, Father Christmas is going to be like, no, Daddy is not going to be signing that list. You're like, no, you're not going to be on that list. Be
Yeah.
axed from December. So please do subscribe to the channel as well. It helps support the channel. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, and StrangeCast are available on all podcast services. So we're available on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We've got a video version on Spotify. We've got 320 followers on Spotify. We've also got 50 ratings, so please do go and rate us as well. You help boost our visibility so people can see us and get instant access to the episodes as soon as they become available. And we are on Patreon as well, so you can support us via Patreon. You get ad-free videos there. You get all kinds of incentives as well, interview questions, etc. Bonus podcast episodes, which we'll be talking about later as well, because we need to arrange that, and we're going to try and condense the filter as well. So we'll kind of explain that a little bit later in the show. Not for this month's tier, for the next month. We'll explain it a bit more later. But yeah, so please do check out the Patreon if you do want to support us. It really does help support the channel. Helps us keep the lights on, among many other things that we're trying to do with the channel at the moment. So Adam, we're back. Should we go into our first piece of news?
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Yes, we shall do this because it was an Ashley Burch Fest in the first one, and it's an Ashley Burch Fest again.
Yay, Ash Burch.
We love her. So as you can see here, Adam, she did an interview with the Sack Off Show podcast. I don't know if that's a play on words. I imagine it is. But she spoke on that, and it's a big video interview. You can go watch it. And she was talking about Chloe Price, obviously, because she loves Chloe, and we love Chloe. And she recorded an audition. I thought it was very interesting she said this, so I'll kind of give you a bit more context with it. But the quote that she said was, when I auditioned for her, i.e. Chloe, I very deliberately, because she could come off, in my opinion, she could come off as an angsty teen, and I didn't want that. And then other part of the quote is, I wanted her to feel complex, obviously defined, but also there was a sadness to her. And that is a choice I made and a perspective I took. So to give you some more perspective, when she's talking about this amid the AI conversation, because what she's saying is there in that quote, as you can see, she's saying, I approached this role with this kind of mindset. And artificial intelligence couldn't do that because artificial intelligence will only do a performance and it won't take from a mindset of what the character is.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, so talking about AI again, I do think we're going to see it fizzle out pretty soon, actually. I have been, because I'm out here in North Carolina, and I'm doing a lot of these networking events with, game devs and, tech people. I'm going to say this from their perspective, they're seeing a fizzle out because investors are starting to notice, not a dip, but the worst thing an investor can do or see. It starts with a P. Oh, sit down. The plateau. No, not the plateau. I need to constantly make money all the time. So because AI is seeing like a plateau as a platform, we're gonna see less and less of AI. And I think Ashley is just making a lot of artists are in this mindset of like, oh man, AI can't do this. Relax. It's just another trend for investors to say, put this in. It's gonna fizzle out pretty soon. But yeah, no. Going to the original take with Ashley saying that, like, yeah, AI can't do this. Yeah, that's the whole point. I think that's why we're seeing a plateau with AI because they can't do anything without being trained of how to do it. So there needs to be actors, there needs to be musicians training this stupid AI.
Yeah.
So Also, I did sign up as a plaintiff for a class action lawsuit for AI being trained on independent music. So I am part of a class action lawsuit on that. So yeah, AI is dumb. If you think that AI is great, you're also dumb. And I don't want you here.
There you go. You said it as
Yeah.
it is. I think everything you said was like exactly what it is, because like in itself as well, we've done enough interviews with the actors, from like Erica Mori to Olivia to like all kinds of different actors, and you realize very quickly that AI is just never going to replace them, because
No.
like, quote unquote, they can replace them in terms of if you want some like artificial voice playing over an actor's role. But imagine like, for example, Philip Black being like, well, sing AI,
Yeah.
sing, and he's going to be what, throwing pennies at the machine, being like, oh,
Mhm.
you're not actually doing it. You need, it's like the human emotional response as well. It's the same with like even the theory of like mad and mutually assured destruction. It's got the perfect balance because it's driven on human emotions, because it
Yeah.
needs that. That's the pivot with it. It's the same with the Dark Knight. You watch the Dark Knight,
Yeah.
Joker does his little thing where he has those two boats and the bombs on there. He's like, so one has to be blown up, and
Mhm.
we're taking that route. And what happens? They don't do it in the end, and it tests morality. And even the Joker thought that one of them is going to blow the other up, but
Mhm.
they don't, because it's human reaction and nature and
Can I
emotion that's involved in that decision.
can I tell you something that one dev told me that's like
Yes.
super You said like, what if Philip Bach said AI sing? One developer I did talk to, and I'm not gonna like list any names here, but he said that like when ChatGPT first became a thing, you see all these LinkedIn pages saying prompt engineer. Like it's a thing, like a prompt engineer, right? Exactly. So when ChatGPT, like the first week, they put into the thing, prompt engineer. Oh, we're so happy to be an engineer on prompts, but now the AI's they're just slowly taking that off their LinkedIn. And he's like, whoa, what's wrong, baby? What's wrong? You're a little prompt engineer. So it's just so embarrassing, dude. So cringy, dude.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I will defend some AI use, right? As a tool. As a tool, right? Just like, I make music digitally, right? Okay, so technical difficulties, AI took me out for a bit. I will defend AI as a tool because again, I make music, digitally, and there's a lot of like analog people who like say, "Oh, it's not real music." It's a tool, right? It's not
Mhm.
replacing real musicians, just a tool. Same thing with AI. It is a tool. In the same way that people were blasting Don't Nod, because if you remember, they said they used AI as a placement before the voice actor comes in so they can line up
Mhm.
where the voice actor will be. They're kind of prepping their station for the voice actor and they're using AI to prep the station. That I will defend, right? Because it is a tool to prep your station. But if you prep your station just with AI, it comes off as like, dude, no, it's not going to be the same as what Ashley Burch can deliver, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a decent tool, but it's not going to be your like end all be all. And I stand by my analogy where it's just like, yes, AI is the hammer, but if you replace your entire construction crew with hammers, that house is never
Mm.
getting built. You know, so
Sure.
yeah, it's AI is dumb. It can be a good tool, but if you see it as like the end all be all, you're dumb, and that's all.
Yeah, I think they even mentioned that in the entire show they were talking about as well. And I think they saw the pragmatic ability where it does have its uses where it's like limited and it can actually be good with that. And even Zach Andrews remember saying it as well when you were talking about the expanse. He was like, you were saying like you could use it with like some benefits of like where AI could like really help developers and whatnot with like little
Yeah.
things, and it can be helpful. It's a helpful resource. It's just how much you're using it and what you're pivoting towards. And if you're trying to use it to kind of gain profits off like little things, it's not going to work that way, because art still needs vision and creativity and everything else. It can be used very minor to support certain things, but I think that's the issue already, because the support mechanism for AI is already gone out the window, where people are already going to the next extreme with it. Um, and yeah, it doesn't surprise me as well, because like in itself, we've spoken to enough actors in our lifetime to know what Ashley Burch is saying, where it's like it comes from the mindset of the actor and what they've got, and AI is just not going to be able to do something like that. So yeah, AI is a very tricky one. I very much despair of it in a lot of senses, but I do see some usefulness for it. But
Mhm.
even even some of it as well, it's just so blurring the lines as well. Like you're circumventing creativity on a lot of fronts for people. Where it's like, just do this, and it's like, no. It's like ChatGPT is like the worst. I remember giving ChatGPT to my brother for the first time. He was having a conversation with it and asking it about its ethics and morals. And it's like, it just proves your point because like it has no ethics and morals. I remember writing an essay and said, "Did you write this?" And I pasted in there. It's like, yes. And I was like, hey, come on, GPT. It's like, what do you mean you wrote this? I just wrote the entire thing, asked you about it. And it's like, they're like, yeah, we wrote it. And it's like, come on.
Yeah, no, like AI is just freaking dumb, dude. Like it's just do you remember a story back in the day where it's like you could prompt an AI to make an app? Like I want to make and did you remember what it turned out to be?
No, I can't remember what it was. What was it now?
So
Oh,
yeah, so like it was an AI that could make an Instagram app. Like, oh, you want to make a new app? You just type it into ChatGPT and it will come up with code to make a new app. Turns out it was 700 Indians, like people in India in
right.
a building writing this code. So you prompt it and it went to this building in India and they were just making it. So it wasn't AI at all. Like the joke was like it's like instead of artificial intelligence, it's all Indians.
People, oh God, my
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Like it's
Oh dear Lord.
that's what I mean. Investors will see it, but now it's plateauing. We're gonna see the next thing like NFTs, AI, microtransactions, Jeb Bush. It's all gonna be on the wayside, you know?
Oh God Almighty. Yeah, we've got fun times ahead of us.
Yeah.
Should we move on to our next piece of news? Because this is
Yeah.
not AI. This is another
Hooray!
this is what the AI can't create as well. Because this man is AI proof, and it's none
Johnny
other than
Galvatron is just AI Adam Evalt. Let's just be honest here.
there you go. Or is Adam Evil AI Johnny Galvatron?
Oh, I guess we'll have to fight in the ring and find out which one is AI, which one is the real one.
Look at him. That is Adam. As I said before, it is Adam coded that.
I will say that picture is very Adam coded. I will admit
Is
that.
Adam coded? Anything he says in an interview or talks, he talks like Adam Evil. I'm saying that to you now.
Yeah.
But as you can see, Johnny Galvatron is here. He obviously has been talking to the media. He's not been talking to us though, have you, Johnny Galvatron? Come on to this
No.
podcast.
Johnny,
I
I don't
will
see any
quit
arm
myself.
tattoos. I got your beat there, buddy.
There
So
you go.
boom. Yeah.
Maybe he has the Game Boy here on his left arm, so you can't see it.
That would be weird if he did have a Game Boy tattoo on his arm.
twin coded. um, so Johnny Galvatron has spoken to Venture Beat, obviously Beethoven and Dinosaurs, creative director, creative lead. He is talking about Mixtape. So as you can see here, some couple of pieces in the interview, a really interesting interview that he's talking about. And I think in early part, Adam, as well, here's one early part. So it says, it took Johnny Galvatron and his team of Nephites? Nephites? Why am I saying Nephite?
Neophytes.
Neophytes. 6
Yeah.
years to make The Artful Escape, a musical narrative adventure game that debuted in 2021. With Mixtape, the team has been working on it for about 2 years.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, from 6 years to 2 years. I think there's actually a quote in here as well about that.
That's wild. Yeah.
So you can pull it up here. There it is, actually, yeah. So he's put here as well. Games people somehow I thought there was something after Artful Escape, and Johnny Galvatron said, and I quote, "Nope, just this one. Round 2. We've been working on this for 2 years, maybe a bit more than two and a half." And Games people said Artful Escape was longer, right? And Galvatron said Artful Escape was like 6 years. I had no idea what what I was doing.
Yes.
I'd never made a game before. No one on the team had made a game before. Annapurna held our hands the whole way and let us get the game done, get to a space where we loved it. Big thanks to Annapurna. So even the
Yeah.
Galvatron there is sort of about how long the game process is.
And as an artist right now, so I am in the process of making a new album for Cast of Garden.
Woo.
The tracks that I'm making right now, and I'm like looking at my wife, like she'll sit right on the couch over there while I'm like making music, and I'm just like, I am making things way better than I did, like because I'll be like real, like the first album for Adam Evalt, which was The Essence of Life, which was 6 tracks, that took me 6-7 months to make. And now I'm just like making like way better music, way faster. And I
Yeah.
think it is just like what he's saying. When you first don't know what you're doing, it takes so much longer. It just you don't know. You're still learning your programs. You're still learning your own process, your own creative process, right?
Yeah.
And it makes sense what he said, like, yeah, this one took 2 years because now he knows what he's doing, and it might be so much better because now like, oh, my vision can come to life much, much faster. So, yeah,
Yeah.
as an artist, like like once you do the first thing first, everything's gonna get much better, much faster, and much more to your vision. So yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah, it's a foundation point. Like as he said in the interview, he's like, we didn't have any expertise, and Annapurna were hanging out, like, holding our hands for the entire process. It's
Mhm.
like even with that video that they did for the the behind the scenes thing that they did for Mixtape, he's like, we're the team behind the Artful Escape. It's like we won a BAFTA and stuff. It's like now you have authority, establishment, and an ability to drive forward with a game much faster, and that's obviously a process. So it's like even with Nod Montreal, that has a studio filled with people who have made games for
Mhm.
years, but like it took them time to get a foundation in Montreal set up and then
Yes.
start making games. So it's like if you see a Lost Records game in 3 years' time, it wouldn't surprise me at all because I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, that makes sense because
Yeah.
they've got everything now there. And it's like, even Michel, an experienced game developer, needs time to get his foot settled because, for example, this is the first game he made, which was not a co-directing role. It was just him on his
Mhm.
own. So it's
Yeah.
like, that must have been expert. Like, why has no one asked that question in an interview? This is why Michel Coe needs to come on the channel. So I got great questions from him. That's the mindset question as well. Because it's like, how do you actually handle the project on your own as a director? Like
Mhm.
no one's talking to him about that, and that's the fascinating insight. Because it's like for him, you might think, "Oh, Life is Strange" and all this kind of stuff. It must be really uncharted territory with a lot of things to kind of go all in a new IP and try something different, and then not to like kind of like step too much on Life is Strange's feet, because
Yeah.
obviously you can't really do that legally either. Um, but as you said, yeah, that's a process. So it's like even yourself as well. I've seen the journey of Castigarden and going from album to album and kind of like how you process things and how you do projects. So naturally it happens, even with podcasts as well.
Yeah.
Strangecast was like that.
You know
Took
what's
time.
funny? Um, so like for this new album, I'm revisiting a single that I made of February of last year, and I'm revisiting it to put it on this album. And I
Mhm.
re-listened to it and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm even better from just a year ago." Like, I'm
Yeah,
miles better than a year ago, so I had to, like, revamp it and remix it. I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm better even from then." So, yeah, I always say this, that, like, if you think that, like, the albums of later years of different artists are just better, it's not that they've gotten better as
mhm,
people, like, "Oh, man, like, I can." It's that they know their creative process now, so they can make the vision that they had in the first album. They had that vision in the first album, then now they have the knowledge and the wisdom to, like, actually do that vision. So,
yeah.
uh, yeah, it's kind of now, not every band will have better later albums.
Mhm.
Guns N' Roses. Not every band's gonna have a better
You
album.
you don't like Chinese democracy, do you?
Oh, yeah, classic, dude. That's gonna be for the ages. Chinese Democracy or Metallica. Um, but yeah, no, like I'll even say that, like, look at Zed. Look at Zed. It took oh, what was the time difference between those two albums? Was it 8 years?
12 years.
Was it 12?
When no,
Oh
hold
my.
on, no, 10 years. Sorry.
It was 10 years. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, 10 years, and, like, that album was phenomenal, because he took that time to just, like, relax and meld his creative process, so, um, yeah, no, it's just a lot better. Or, like, even my favorite artist, Casbo, like, just gets better and better every time. It's because they understand the creative process, and now Beethoven Dinosaur will become the new big industry, and Ubisoft's gonna go down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we'll go into that'll lead into the next part actually, because we'll do that. But also as well, I remember watching an interview with Zed on Apple TV when he was talking about the new album, and he was talking about how difficult it was to make an album. And that's why he hadn't been put out because he put singles out and stuff. But he said it was so hard to the creative process of doing a third album after everything that happened. And it's like the way he explained it was like, yeah, that made a lot of sense. Even for an established musician, it made a lot of sense the way that the process goes.
Yeah, I'm looking
Um,
at my whiteboard right now from my album. It's just like It's not for the faint of heart.
It is not even for an experienced musician as well. It's not for the faint of heart. And as you can see here, Adam, as well, that kind of bleeds into what you were saying, because it says here from Gamesby, when I first saw it, Mixtape, I thought it looked like Life is Strange, but then you see the movement, it's very different. How did you come up with that kind of style? So Galvatron himself said, and I quote, with a AAA game, you could start with a blank slate and build up where your art style is going to be. In indie dev, when you have a small dedicated team of just 4 or 5 artists, you start with them. They form the core principles, and then you need to build. Then you need to start to build. It's important with narrative games, story-based games, that you understand the sum of the parts, how the music is going to work, how the cinematography is going to work, the gameplay. You can bring the art style to sit in that. You can cut it like a diamond going into a fitting. That's the art style you should be aiming for. Start with your team, build on what they're good at, and then finesse it into something that supports the story. It's kind of golden and nostalgic. I think it's very pretty. And then just to add on here as well, GamesBeat said, were there any particular inspirations for it? Obviously, the music, first of all.
Yes.
A lot of movies like Wayne's World, and Dazed and Confused, a lot of hangout movies. I wanted to not only show these great moments of the teenage experiences, but also the idleness players call the quote unquote the big suck, end quote. If you can get just the hanging out right, if you can get the pacing to feel that good, then I think that's a big part of getting the game right. If I could draw any comparisons in games, it would be What Remains of Edith Finch. Again, very similar to Michelle and Lost
Yes.
Records.
Oh, dude, if you
Something
haven't played What Remains of Edith Finch, go do that, man. It's such a wild storytelling game. It tells a story in not in a way that any game really does. It's actually pretty unique in that way. Yeah.
So just quickly add up here as well. Something that was like a series of vignettes, and you
Yes.
can all go all the way to the other side with WarioWare, where you have a
Everywhere.
collection of small games. But I don't know if it's a direct comparison. So obviously, I've played WarioWare. I remember playing my DS, and that makes sense with doing the toilet paper game where he's doing it with the at the house and
Yes.
the mixtape. So that makes sense why it has those little things. For yourself, because of What Remains of Edith Finch, it has now appeared twice on Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, and
Yes.
on this. Where do you see the similarities?
Oh god, dude. Because again, so I know this isn't like a super unique game, like it changes everything, but like it is.
Yeah.
Like I will defend it. Like the way it tells its story is super interactive.
Mhm.
Interactive and in a way that it just flow it's hard to describe. It flows really nicely within itself. Um there's a sort of man, like how do I explain this? It's something that you have to experience where like every story will flow with itself, right? But it
Yeah.
almost like overlaps within itself
Mhm.
and you can't tell what's reality and what is the story. So it's not like BioShock where it's just kind of like, oh, what's really real at the end of the day. It
Right.
is kind of like it's okay, the best way I can describe it is like, it is a storytelling of a daydreamer, if that makes any
Right.
sort of sense. You're daydreaming and you don't know if what your daydream is real or what is real life. So, I'm sorry, I have something caught in my throat. Allergies here in North Carolina. But, yeah, man, like, I really do recommend playing What Remains of Edith Finch. So, let me just look up really quickly for anybody that's interested, What Remains of What Remains
Edith Finch.
Edith Finch, which I thought was composed by George Harrison's son. I thought that. I thought there was a rumor about that, but apparently I was mistaken. So, not by him. I think he was on the music department. I don't know.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I did want to confirm this. What Remains of Edith Finch? Main story, 2 hours. It's a 2 hour
Right.
story, dude. It is on every platform, so you should definitely go check it out because you can definitely get behind. It's only $20, full price. I've
Steal.
seen it on. Yeah, it's $20. It's a really unique storytelling game. I want to see if it's on sale for Switch right now because they're having a big sale.
It's
Uh,
interesting to see it emerge in all these games now as an
yeah.
influence.
No, it is not on sale on Switch. right now. But I will say that it's on Switch, it's on PlayStation, on Xbox, every platform. It's only
Yeah.
2 hours. So like, yeah, Lost Records put it as a reference point, and now Mixtape is on a reference point. The storytelling of Edith Finch is so wild, dude. So yeah, definitely go experience this. It's not that big of a time commitment or a financial commitment. So yeah, put that on your radar.
Yeah, it is interesting. It just seems to be hitting those kind of vibes with what like these games are now starting to do. So it's obviously taking a lot of influence and precedent in a lot of the games that have been made. One last bit as well from the Johnny Galvatron interview, Adam, before we move on as well.
Did you say
Because I
the
think this
god
game.
Johnny Galvatron?
No, I wish I did.
I thought you said the god Johnny Galvatron.
No, I wish I would have said that. But no, it is interesting as thing because in itself as well, the protagonist is called Stacey Rockford. So this interview does tell you a lot more about this game and like the details because it's been a bit scarce. Well, just these two paragraphs quickly, Adam, as well. One's very short because it gives you context. GamesBeat said it's a 3 or 4 hours the full experience, and the god Galvatron said the playthroughs we've been doing, if you go around and look everything, it's about 5 hours. And then GamesBeat said that as well. How did you find the storytelling that time window? There aren't many games that are just 4 or 5 hours, maybe journey. And Galvatron said that to me, that's one of the greatest. That's one of the greats of all time.
Yes.
I think it's about starting with music because you're looking at it more of a musical sense, pacing it in more of a musical sense. You can have these stretches. You can have this time of idleness, which is hard to get right, but I think we have gotten it right in Mixtape. We would draw the narrative beats from the Mixtape. We would swap them around. Sometimes we'd have a bit of the game here. Then we'd try changing the Mixtape, all the emotional beats, getting that in the right order and paced well. The story was always constantly moving. It would be like if you were making a mixtape. I don't think the interview question's that good though, because it's like, wait a minute, why are you saying that you can't tell a story in 4 or 5 hours? Or that I think it's a very
That's
poor thing. We've gone
yeah,
home as well, and
and
Edith
that's
Finch, as you just said there.
Edith Finch is 2 hours. Duck Detective, both games are 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours long.
Gone Home is about an hour, I would say. Is it an hour or something? The main
Uh,
story,
an hour or
hour
2
and a
hours.
half.
You can there's an achievement where you can beat it in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
So like I really tried to get that one. Tacoma is only 2 hours. Observation is 4 or 5 hours long. Observation is
Ground
great.
Zeroes,
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah. How long is that one? Is it only 3 hours?
Oh, it's like it's like short as hell. Because it
Really?
was a prologue, wasn't it? It's like they
Yeah.
detached it from the main. Yeah, you can tell
I just
it
don't
was
remember it
that.
being that short. Yeah.
It
I
was
mean,
very short,
yeah,
but
Kojima's
not
like
in the one. Yeah.
yeah, it could be a 10-hour game. That's short for Kojima games. So, but that's short for a Kojima cutscene, I should say.
Don't you dare diss this man. Thomas Merch is gonna come for the screen. He's gonna grab you and pull you out. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna throw
10
you.
hours. Wow, this Kojima cutscene's only 10 hours long. What is he tired? Can he not make a longer cutscene?
Masterpiece.
No, yeah, that's kind of a dumb question. It's like
Yeah, I thought it was a dumb question.
there's so many great games that are only like 4 or 5 hours long.
Yeah.
And like a game's story should really only be like 15 hours long, like at
Yeah.
most. Barring Persona, like of course Persona. There's some aspects where like, yeah, you tell your story in 200 hours, fine, sure. But like the average game,
anything
yeah.
anything outside of a JRPG or an
Mm.
RPG should be under 20 hours of story.
Yeah, like, honestly, dude, like, why do we need to, like, do all of this? And I know I defended Banishers, which is, like, I think that's 25, 30 hours, I believe, and I know I keep defending it, but I still will. I'll be a hypocrite. I'm still defending Banishers. But yeah,
But is it
Jusant.
an RPG though?
Yeah,
Essentially.
it is an RPG, so it's got
So
that. But yeah, Jusant is 4 hours. Like, it's 3 to 4 hours long. Tells a great story within that. I don't understand that question. It's just like, how can you tell something in only 5 hours? Like, Artful Escape was only like 2 hours long and it was great. I don't know. It's
yeah.
so dumb. Dumb question. I think there's plenty of games that can just like we just named a bunch just off the hand. So yeah, no, like it's crazy.
Also, Mixtape going beyond 5 hours would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because it would. Why are we going beyond 5 hours? Like this would be issuing, for example, the same
Again,
issues
like,
that.
what's the setting of Mixtape? It's the last night of summer. The last
Yeah.
night. So why does it need to be 24 hours long? It's the last night.
And to put in context as well, if Lost Records was any longer, people would complain because it's already slow enough as it is in the
Start.
pacing.
Yeah.
So if you put more time in it, people will be like, "Well, it took forever to finish." It's like, well, you can't really please anyone, can you?
Yeah.
Pacing is a very poor commentary now for me with a lot of people. They just don't, it pacing has to be balanced.
Mhm.
That's all it is. It's all about balancing your game. And if some games are slow burners, it's no different from classic movies. The Godfather starts slow.
Mhm.
It's very slow. And it's the same with films like Jaws, for example. Jaws might have all actions, but when does Jaws actually turn up the shark? Or even like you watch
Yeah.
Duel or something, the building, the suspense is the main thing. This game is fine as 5 hours at max. Anything going beyond that as well, that means that Mixtape is pricing itself out of the market because it's going to become more expensive. People aren't going to stick with it because it's too long. And because of the game that he's making, Johnny Galvatron, and it's so artsy fartsy in a respectful way, most people would be detracted if it's more than 5 hours because it's like this is getting really pretentious. And you
Yeah.
have to blur the lines with pretentiousness as well, because if you can blur it perfectly,
Mhm.
chef's kiss.
Yeah. But like, I don't know, like 5 hours long, that's fine, especially since it's in
Yeah.
the context of that. It's just dumb. But yeah, yeah, all this to say, go play go play Artful Escape, but go play Edith Finch. Like you have to play Edith Finch. It's amazing the storytelling, dude. It's
Yeah.
wild. Especially when you get to the canning factory.
Mhm.
One of the best scenes. One of the best scenes is in the canning factory, dude. So, yeah, go play Edith Finch. It's amazing.
There you go. You got the
Yeah.
ultimate recommendation. So, Adam, should we move into our other piece of news and then
Yeah.
some minor ones in between it? So as you can see here, we are sticking on the Mixtape conversation.
Right.
Yay! And this is another interview, but not with Johnny Galvatron. No.
Oh,
This is with Woody. So Woody is the producer at Beethoven and Dinosaur. He is
of
also
course
known as
he
Dean.
hires somebody named Woody.
Well, his name is Dean Woodward. I just double checked that before I came on here as well.
What is wrong with Australian people? What's wrong with you people?
Adam, have you not seen Johnny Galvatron already? Did you
I
not see
know.
those photos of him?
You Volt Supreme, your toilet's going backwards. What's wrong with all of you?
Do you remember that famous news report? That guy who holds a party at his parents' house, and he's
Yeah.
like getting interviewed by the broadcaster, and he's like, do you regret having the party?" He's like, "No, but no, dude." He's like, "I
Yeah.
love it." It's like that's what they are, Australians. They're a very
The,
interesting bunch of people.
the only good that came out of Australia was Bluey. Everything else was a mistake.
And Johnny Galvatron, please.
Nope, also a mistake because I'm the
No.
real Johnny Galvatron.
I see. I told you. I told people this as well.
He is.
You-
I am the toilet that goes the right way. Johnny Galvatron is the toilet that goes the wrong way. Let's put it that way.
Wow. Oh, I don't know. That's like if someone asked me who I'd choose between you and Johnny Galvatron. It's like choosing between my favorite child.
Can
I'd be like, it's impossible.
I tell you something? Everybody freaks out about toilets going the wrong way in Australia. I can't tell. Like, I don't know. I've never seen the toilet go the other way, but I'll let you know something. I don't think I would notice it. I don't think I would. Everybody's like, "Oh,
No,
isn't it weird?" Like, why are you so focused on which way the toilet goes? I don't understand why people are so fascinated by that.
it's just people. Just
People,
people.
people are dumb. Anyways, go
They
for
are.
it. Yeah.
But Adam, as you can see here for Games Radar, Woody, the producer at Beethoven and Dinosaur, spoke to them, and they put here as well. While it may be the 80s alt rock fuzz of bands like Lush and Roxy Music, upcoming narrative adventure game Mixtape impressed us both at Summer Game Fest and Tribeca Film Festival this year, with how its demo plays out like a timeless dream, which developer Beethoven and Dinosaur's producer Woody suggests is part of the point. What he said here, and I quote, "We don't have an ideal player. We don't make our games with a target player or audience in mind. We make our weird games with our weird little games and hope people can find some escape and enjoyment, maybe some respite from the current cursed reality we find ourselves in." After the Artful Escape, we knew that we wanted to make another music adjacent game, but weren't really set on anything, end quote. Says here as well, Beethoven and Dinosaur's last game from 2021, The Artful Escape, similarly followed a teenager with Rockstar aspirations, and the game was also published by Annapurna. Like Mixtape will be in our art. That's their review. Never mind that. I'm just going to quickly scroll that out. Don't care what Games Radar's review is about that game. So we're coming down here, and here it is. Mixtape, set among the mowed lawns and identical driveways of an American suburb, is visually more restrained than that, but its protagonists nonetheless continue to prove Beethoven and Dinosaur's point. Good music is transformative. So Mixtape's best friends let songs like Just Like Honey supercharge their song shopping cart joyrides on the night of their last high school party together. I wonder how true Mixtape's mischief is to its developers' experiences, and what he answers that, what he says, and I quote, I mean, I've ridden in a shopping cart that was tied to the back of a dirt bike and was getting towed around a cow paddock. Ended about as well as you expect, including a nice car and cow shit. End quote. That's very
Okay.
Biff Tannen coded.
Yes.
As it is. So I'm going to continue down here as well. Anyway, also on the topic of shit, some aspect of young adults are universal, regardless of whether you experience them from Ronald Reagan's suburbs or, I guess, an iPhone 1 million in a few decades. Like most kids feel, quote unquote, what he says, that whirlpool of feelings that is wanting it to be something so bad, but you don't know what that something is yet. End quote. And Woody also continued here as well. Every brand you hear, every film you see, grabbing onto those things so tightly as a way to define and anchor yourselves to be able to say, this is who I am. Everything always feels like it's the most important thing that's ever happened to you. It's a wild time, end quote. Woody and Johnny Galvatron seem like very, very, very closely aligned on their philosophies, do they not?
Yeah, I do heartfully agree that, like, hey, just make your game and somebody's gonna like it. Somebody's gonna like it. Make your music. Somebody's gonna make your small film. Somebody's gonna like it. Like, I hate this whole aspect that, like, oh, will it sell? Oh, will it do its thing? Stupid, like, business mindset. Oh, will it make the investors happy? Like, in a very nice way. Those investors can go into an Australian toilet for all I care. Yeah, get spun around in the wrong way, stupid investors. Yeah, it's the same way that, like, I make my music, and every time I try to pitch it to Spotify, which I'm done with, I'm not doing that anymore. But like anytime I try to pitch it to Spotify for like one of their playlists, right? Every time I'm just like, it doesn't really fit any of their playlists. And you know why? Because I make my music and whoever wants to listen to it listens to it. Any business person that wants to get involved, like, and just, I don't know, get bitten by an Australian tarantula for all I care. Because Australia has plenty of those. What's wrong with the Australia? Oh, I love Australia. You have snakes and koalas that eat you. So what's so great about Australia anyway? Adnan, interview question for you. What good comes out of Australia?
Johnny Galvatron. I love that guy. I want a table meeting one day where it's Michelle, Luke, Johnny Galvatron, Hideo Kojima, Sam Bradley.
Yeah. Cliffy B.
Cliffy B. Oh God, Cliffy B. Rod Ferguson. Anyone who's on my like autism spectrum specialist favorite people. Olivia Lepore, Hannah Tell, Hannah Tell's Cats, the Joker. Olivia's Rabbits as well, not being served, just part of the event. Kevin can be serving his lemon cake whilst he's there. Thomas Murch can attend as well as a special guest to talk about Metal Gear. Alex can be there as well, doing his math stuff, even though we're not needing any math stuff, so he can just be doing it in the background to keep us all occupied. I think my party would be lit. It really would be lit.
Oh yeah.
So I would host it in Australia.
Ugh.
Down under. And you know how you have to get in as well? If you want to intend, you have to put your pass into a toilet and flush it so it swirls around the wrong direction.
Put some shrimp on the bobby, you know? Marmite.
There's your answer.
Yeah. Marmite is what comes out of Australia. So yeah, exactly. No. Marmite. No, all seriousness, Australia is amazing. So I just want to put that out there. But Yeah, no, I do like their philosophy on making this game. That just they are just making the game that they like to play. They are making a game that really speaks to them and speaks to music. So, yeah, I love all of this. I will be picking up day one. And Johnny, you have an open invite to fight me in the ring to see which one of us is AI, which
Oh my
one's real
god.
deal. Yeah,
I might actually email him this weekend. I want to
to
get
fight me
Johnny
in the ring.
Galvatron on this podcast. Well, yeah,
Oh,
well, him coming on the podcast is him fighting you in the ring. Oh my god, I think the internet would explode if you met Johnny Galvatron. It's
yeah,
literally the same person.
we're the same person.
You are really. He'd be doing the exact same thing as you are right now with the microphone. Be like, yeah, like this is
Yeah.
coded.
But here's the thing though, I'm an American, so I'm always just like bashing him. He's Australian, so he's like, love and peace, everybody. I love you. But I'm just like, no, no love from Americans. Americans are douchebags. And I
He's
will
also
stand by that.
He's also Australian, so I imagine you call you the CUNT word as well, because I believe that's a favorite in Australia from the Australian people I've met.
Yeah.
No, it sounds like vibey. I'm all for it. I'm glad that they're still doing stuff like the Artful Escape because, like, I know people were very divided on that game, but I'm glad that they're just still doing the games they want to make.
Yeah.
As I same with like Lost Records as well. It's games they want to make and they're selling them to other people. I like Woody's quotes as well. It sounds very interesting. I'm all for this game. I'm very excited for it. I hope it's charged at a right price as well with the length of the game and stuff like that. And I think it will get into a lot of people's hands because
I
of it.
think it will go for $20 because I looked it up. Artful Escape is $20. So Artful Escape is
Steal.
$20. Edith Finch is $20. I'm gonna imagine this game is also $20.
There's $60 of like great, like again, if you put Lost Records in that, which will be around about, what was it, $30 or something like that, you've literally
Yeah.
like spent $100 worth of very, very good games there as a catalog of like,
Did you see that Borderlands 4 took back their whole $80 mantra and now it's going to be $60? Borderlands
oh,
4.
Randy Pitchford loves doing his thing, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, he said like, "Oh, it's not my call, people. It's not my call." And now the investors are saying it could be $60. No, it's all these people are going to walk back their whole $80 thing, but now I don't know. Game pricing is so dumb right now, so I'm glad that there's some games coming out that are just like reasonably priced. Duck Detective, $10, and that's a
There
great
you go.
game. Play Duck
There you go.
Detective. Both of the games, Duck Detective. Quack.
There you go. Adam, should we move into our next piece of news?
Quack.
Quack indeed. And this is a shorter piece because it is not hugely eye-opening in terms of details, but we did miss this out last time just because of how much we had. So this is Aphelion, obviously, which was revealed at the Xbox Game Showcase in 2025. This is a Xbox Wire post. This is from Kati Bumbera, who is the lead narrative designer, and Florent Guillaume, who is the creative director on Aphelion, and they posted an Xbox blog post after the reveal and some details with there as well. So obviously Aphelion is a linear action adventure game set in space, blending exploration, traversal, stealth, and mystery, but more than anything, it's a rich story human journey with a grounded approach to sci-fi and includes a dual protagonist structure that shapes both the gameplay and the emotional core of the story. So I think if you come down here as well, I'm just quickly pulling up here, just some details here. So Ariane is physically capable and equipped for traversal. Through her, players will explore dangerous terrain by climbing, rappelling, and navigating environmental hazards and more. Thomas was injured in the crash, but he can investigate and discover the mystery of the planet in different ways. This contrast creates a rhythm and duality and allows you to feel the weight of each character's journey separately and together. Exploration is the heartbeat of Aphelion. What starts out as a mission compromise from the beginning becomes a deeper journey into the unknown. As you explore the environment and gather information, you uncover clues as to the planet's strange conditions and what caused the crash of Ariane and Thomas's ship, the Hope 01. I'm interested by this dual protagonist style of gameplay as well and how different the stories are, because I think that might also be to the benefit of Don't Nod, because I know some people aren't stealth heavy focused and aren't really interested in that. So if you can kind of make a good compromise there between both characters, it might make it a lot more appealing to people where it's just not a full stealth game.
There's another Don't Nod game where it's dual protagonists that you can switch in between. That'd be Banishers. So yeah. No, I'm seeing a big trend on dual protagonists coming out of games right now, Banishers, and I'm thinking of Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? Or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, or Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or Assassin's Creed
Syndicate.
Syndicate. But yeah, no, like I'm seeing a lot of these like dual protagonists coming out. So yeah, it is a trend I think coming out, and I think it's a good trend. I do like that. But yeah,
Do you know
no,
who
it's
started this as well?
hmm.
My boy Joseph Fares.
Oh
A Way
yeah,
Out.
I thought you were talking about Brothers, Tale of Two
Oh
Sons.
no, I didn't realize.
Yeah, man,
It.
try playing Brothers Tale of Two Sons, like the old edition with the joysticks, dude. Oh my god, yeah, but yeah. A Way Out, yeah, that was a good one, man. I played that with my wife when it first came out, so that was a good game.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
um, yeah, no, it's. I think I'm very excited for this game. It sounds like a fresh take coming out of Don't Nod, where once again we got Banishers out of Don't Nod. Now we're gonna get this game, but it's in space. So it sounds like it's going to be my type of game. Like this is going to be like an Adam coded game, a space
Yeah,
dual protagonist, space, more space. I like space. So anything that has to do with I like the Expanse. You know why? Space. So
space
I like Neil
and Erica
deGrasse
Mori
Tyson and Erica Mori. Erica Mori and space. Yeah.
and
So
space. There you go.
yeah, if you want to win me over, it's like, hey Adam, we're gonna slap you in the face. Whoa, hey. Yep. In space. Oh, well now you can do whatever you want. Yeah.
The gaming industry is having its space moment. So it's
Yeah.
like it's having that horror, as I said last time, it's like a horror movie space moment. They're all going to space, and it's like fantastic. We're all for it. It's a surprise though as well because like, I remember Alien Isolation doing really well, where everyone loved it, and it was like I wasn't surprised like the space trend didn't go off even more because like if you nail a space game well, oh, it's great, man. Look at the success of stuff like Dead Space and whatnot. Like when you're in there, you like it's built for that, and this game has a lot of potential. And even when you said as well, like Banishers had that kind of motif. Like obviously, Don't Nod has now turned into basically 3 teams where you have one in Montreal, you have one and 2 in Paris. So obviously there's another project, I think P12, that's due as well from the Paris division. And the Jusson team is no more, but at least same with like the Jusson and Banishers team, a lot of them have come together into creative roles. So it's like you kind of take it the best of both worlds there as well, like barring the people who've left and whatnot. So it's like, at least we might see these kind of projects where there's like Jusson elements and Banishers elements within games where the Tell Me Why team have worked on and stuff like that. So maybe all kinds of potential. But I'm excited for it. I'm obviously very excited to see what Florent does as well as
I'm just
someone who worked.
I'm just making a game pitch right now. If you really want to make
Yes.
an Adam coded game, and I'm just putting this out here into the universe, and if anybody wants to take this idea and just copyright it, just get it in my hands, okay? Dinosaur samurais in space. So just somebody make that happen. Dinosaur samurais in space. So I'm just putting it out in the universe. If you want to make an Adam coded game, Dinosaur samurais in space. That involves Johnny Galvatron. So yeah,
I was just about to say Johnny. God damn it! I was just about to say that. So
your next game is Dinosaur samurais in space. Okay, I'm just putting it out there in the world.
How has he not thought that himself? It sounds like the kind of thing he'd also pitch.
Yeah, I'm pitching it now, Johnny. Dinosaur samurais in space. Let's go.
My dream is for you and Johnny Galvatron to be on the Game Awards stage, winning best music for a game. I'll be like, there they are, the two brothers.
Secret brother. What's your dad's name? He's like, oh, Steven. I'm like, that's weird. Huh. Huh.
Yeah, of course it will be. It'll be like Stephen. It'll say Stephen Evalt, and then it's like during the Simpsons style where Homer rubs off the grave, and it'll have like a hyphen. It'll say Galvatron. So it's like Stephen Evalt Galvatron. I'm like, yeah, there we go. I was on it. I was on it all along that. No, Aphelion looks very good. Obviously, we'll be covering it. It's come out in 2026. I look forward to seeing more of it. I think Florent will do a great job as well. He's got like a great resume of games. Adam, should we run for our last 3 pieces of news as well? These are like miscellaneous among little things as well. And then we'll move into our comment of the day, spread the arts, and then we are done here. So Adam, as you can see here, the lovely Sam Bradley, Nod Montreal's art director, has continued to share concept art as well. And he shared one on Instagram here, which is Cat lying on the bed. And it says there as well, Cat's bedroom. This is the first art I made for this environment and one of my favorite concepts I made for Bloom and Rage in general. Our environment team did such a great, good job in bringing it to life. The cat swan scene that takes place there is a standout moment in the game for me. So happy with how this all came together. And as you can see there, there's the two photos as well. I'll just pull up on the screen. Both Sam Bradley's pieces of work, phenomenal, as you can see in there. Looks
Yeah.
amazing.
That's crazy.
His magic is brilliant as well. Look at all those CDs, Adam.
Yeah. Look at
Adam
that.
coded.
Yeah. Dang.
But very, very cool though. Obviously, Sam is very, very talented. So great to see that. So Adam, next piece as well. As you can see there, Christian Devine, key writer on Life is Strange 2, Captain Spirit, worked with the Don't Odd team on those classics. Just a lot of fun piece as well. June the 14th, that tweet. I think that Life is Strange is the only game to reference Friday the 13th 3D. And as you can see there, there's the scene of Max in the barn in episode 4 Dark Room, and it says that these hooks are used to lift haystacks. I saw them in a Friday the 13th movie.
Yes.
Which is classic and very, very cool. And then final piece as well, Adam, for the miscellaneous as well. Zoe Thorogood, who is the Life is Strange Forget Me Not comic book writer, says the campaign is over. Thank you so much to everyone. £30,000 raised, blown away. Going to order prints now and make the donation when the money comes through. Apparently in a week's time. Thank you. She tweeted that on the 14th. And just to raise a bit of awareness as well, because unfortunately this was really tragic circumstances for her campaign to start. As you can see here, it was on Indiegogo on Zoe Thorogood's page, £30,925 raised with 617 backers as well. And these are going to mental health charities that she's put on there as well. And as you can see as well, she talked about it because her little brother, James, tragically took his own life, which is an absolute, can't believe what she has to go through with that. And it's so tragic to hear that as well, but she did this amazing cause. And has obviously raised a lot of money from it, which is amazing to see as well. So as you can see there as well, she said, together we raised £10,000 for Mind, Be and ADHD UK. I'm proud of this, but I think I can do better.
Yeah.
So yeah, amazing work from her. So we wanted to give that a plug as well. So that is amazing to see Zoe's work. So Adam, we are done with StrangeCast side B, barring our comments of the day and podcasts and whatnot. Should we go into them now?
Yes, let's do this.
So Adam, first one, we're going for side A, and this is from Keno. Shout out to Keno, who's always on Twitter doing her Twittery things, including posting a good artwork. And she says here in this comment, Adam, and this was in reference to our conversation around Chloe Price and Ashley Burch and whatnot. Yeah, I'm gonna put it out here. So she's put, I agree with Adnan. Thank you very much, Keno. So there you go, Adam, hater. But anyway, I'll continue. She put here, I don't agree with the opinion that VAs are their own characters. Ultimately, Ashley's opinion holds as much weight as the average fans. Ashley has always had unpopular takes that most of the community disagree with. It's nothing new, and it's nothing that upsets me, but it's exhausting to see yet another sapphic ship is being denied acknowledgement for being canonically romantic. I don't ship Amber Price, but I'm not going to pretend Chloe didn't have feelings for Rachel because it's canon material. It's canon material. I guess it's all about whether you word your opinion, as quote unquote, I prefer them as friends, end quote, valid, and quote unquote, I only see them as friends, quote unquote. You don't get to decide that. Not everything is up to interpretation. Max and Chloe do canonically have feelings for one another, whether you ship them or not. So that's that comment.
Didn't Ashley just always say hey, this isn't canon, this is just how I saw it? Why is everybody getting so upset because of the way Ashley Burch sees it as a fan of the thing? Everybody gets so upset about this, and it's like, God, dude.
It's because you're a hater, and you and Ashley Burch.
I am a bona fide hater, dude. Always, dude. I swear. So that's why I don't do public experience. I don't do public appearances for this show, right? Because I imagine the line is not going to be autographs or handshakes. Remember that line in Family Guy where they're slapping Stewie's silly? It's snap out, and the whole line is they got the pitchforks and the torches. That's going to be my line for public experience.
I'm gonna be on the phone to Johnny Galvatron. I'm like, do you need to host a new podcast? Because my co-host is getting beaten down by price field. Okay. No, I think obviously she's she agreed with me, which is biased aside, and I'm being put that. No, she's right though. That's what I think about the interpretation. Is Ashley's opinion's Ashley's opinion. It's the same as Hannah Tell's opinion. Hannah Tell's opinion. Sure. It also doesn't surprise me why Olivia Lepore keeps her opinion very private, because it's very hard because you get pulled into something which people will agree with or not agree with. I am very much in the sense that there is easily Amber Price can be a thing, Price Field can be a thing. For me, the way that the game has always played out, the first Life is Strange, Max and Chloe have a thing for one another. How that manifests is down to you. The decisions you make, what choices you make, everything else. I still think that's canonically decided because all the different scenes that happen in the game. It's whether you choose to act on it. And again, that goes down to player agency and ultimate agency. And again, I think it's just because of how Ashley Burch said how she feels about something. Not in the sense that people are denying the reason why she has that. It's more about when she's like, I think all her feelings are just Rachel, which I don't agree with, because I don't agree with the fact that all those feelings are there. You can be in love with different people, have different experiences, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I agree where this is coming from as well, where it's like, this is how it is done. Where I think Max and Chloe have a thing. You see it in all the game. You see it in the DLCs. You see it in Farewell, etc. It's ultimately if you want it to be a thing, because that's why I don't like Vin Lang sticking his tongue down Max's throat, because that is just stupid. Warren Graham as well, again, doesn't set up for anything like that, even in the game as well. He comes across as really pesty and
what?
like
He just wants to go ape, 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 ape. Like he's just a little guy who just sneaks past your window and just like says, Max, come out here, Max.
He's doing like the Alyssa Max, but he's like Max, like watching from the corner of the screen. And it's like, oh, what are you doing outside the women's dorm? Like, what are you doing there? It's like, yeah, I think the game sets it up for that kind of thing. That's why, again, like Double Exposure has like a lot of problems as well. But I think like Max and Chloe is a thing. Because like in itself, and to kind of wrap up that as well, the decision can be made. You can make Max and Chloe a thing, and then you can also decide to sacrifice Chloe at the end of it, because you might have to just make a moral compass where it's like
every single time I sacrifice Chloe.
You do say that little dog all the time, and
Constant,
that dog got hit by a car in my playthrough. That's what happened. Went bang and hit it, and it was down. So
I am a Pompidou stan, so yeah, I sacrifice Chloe every single playthrough.
So that's what I think of it. So thank you, Keno. That's from side A. And then from side B, Adam, as you can see here, it's from Katana Go YouTube as well.
Yes.
And the comment is, Aphelion looks great. Agreed. So does Mixtape. Agreed. I can't wait until Johnny Galvatron joins your crew. Yes.
He's going to replace me. And you're not going to notice. None of you are going to notice that Johnny Galvatron replaced me. Like, this is my host, Adam Evalt. He's like, hey, brothers, how you doing? It's me, Adam Evalt.
Yeah, and that's when we know it's coded. That's when we know it's like the same person. I'm convinced of it as well, by the way, guys. Well, I don't talk to Adam when he disappears from this podcast, and then lo and behold, Johnny Galvatron pops up with mixtapes during that. I'm like,
yeah,
and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, does Liz exist as well? I don't really know if she exists at this point. Is she a manifestation that he's creating this double persona to hide from me? So I'm just saying, like, you know. But yeah, thank you for the comments. If you do have any comments, please leave them on side A and side B of this episode. And we will pick out one to use or two in the next episode. We'll pick one from side A, we'll pick one from side B. Well, thank you for those comments as well. Speaking of which, Adam, spread the arts and we're done. Spread the arts. What have you got?
Man, I'll be honest with you, because I go to work and then I write the album and I go to work and I write the album, like I haven't had much time to like really invest into like really anything. You know, I have been playing is so I've been playing on my 3DS here. Castlevania. Shoot. What was the one game? And I can't even remember it.
Here we go.
But, yeah, Castlevania 3DS. Yes, Lords of Shadow Mirror Fates. That was it.
Yes.
Lords of Shadow Mirror Fate. So I have been playing that, and that game is actually holding up more than I remember it doing. Oh, is that it?
Very nice.
Is that the game you have? Oh, I thought
this is my own spread the arts. Part of my spread the arts.
Yeah. No, so like I guess that, because again, I've been just so busy with the album that I haven't been really investing on arts. So that tells you a lot of how this week went.
Well, at least you're doing something. That's the main thing, and you're spreading the arts.
Yeah.
But I feel you though. You have those kind of weeks. It's very hard to bring them to spread the arts, but good picks nonetheless. Should I tell you what mine is?
Yeah.
Okay, before I tell you this one though, because this is my side one, I didn't actually have one apart from this one. But funnily enough, it has come up because basically, as of yesterday, I started watching Ted Lasso on Apple TV.
Oh yeah.
And I've never watched Ted Lasso before until now, and I know of it. But my God, I was watching. It's hilarious. It's brilliant. It's also what I'd expect Ted Lasso to be if you were doing it as well. I'm like, this guy is basic. Johnny Galvatron and Ted Lasso are just based on your humor. They
Yeah.
are literally based on your humor. It's just your personality, your character that comes out from it.
Yeah.
Basically, Ted Lasso, if you do not know, Ted Lasso is based on it's a team in England that plays in the Premier League, the Football League, or the Soccer League, if you want to call it, the top English one.
Soccer.
And it's
Yeah.
called it's called AFC Richmond. And Ted Lasso is an American coach who's done like a completely different sport and is brought in to AFC Richmond and has never managed a football game or done anything in football. And it's just a pure comedy slash like just like a pure comedy on that front. And it is brilliant. It's hilarious. Even like some of the players as well. His like captain in the game, his captain in the team, I think he's called Roy Kent, I think he's called, is obviously like a parody on Roy Keane, who was the Manchester United footballer who played. He's got the same personality. So it's just 100% hilarious. I would 100% recommend if you have the chance, because I got Apple TV for 3 months and it's for free. I do plan on watching Mythic Quest as well at some point, because that has been cancelled. I do want to watch it because it looks very, very interesting. So that is one of my spread the arts. My other spread the arts is, because I have been busy, and apologies for the noise as well, I went to Forbidden Planet because I was ordering my Dust Deluxe edition from Emma Vicelli, because I was like, you know what? I want Emma Vicelli's comics. But whilst I was there, I was having a look at Forbidden Planet's collection. So I was like, what's going on here for the Life is Strange fronts? And I picked up 2 comics as well. So we picked up Forget Me Nots, 2 different comic covers.
Wow.
Because these were on sale and they were about £1.50, down from like £4. So I was like, you know what? I'll buy them because they're cheap. So that one was pretty cool though as well.
That is pretty cool. Dang.
And then you obviously have this one as well, which looked very cool as well. So I picked them up because I was like, and even a little bit of thing as well for you guys. There's Emma Vicelli's artwork on the back of them that she drew, because she's the GOAT.
I'm trying to see if I have one of those comic shops near me that would like be anything like close to that.
Ooh, you should go to get them.
I have to because like we actually have like a Japanese lifestyle store like here in North Carolina. So if we have a Japanese lifestyle store, I have to have a comic shop where like it sells those. So
you should. And look here as well in the credits as well. In the front page of Forget Me Not, you have Life is Strange's original stories and characters.
Oh yeah,
by Jean-Luc Cano, Michel Coe, and Raoul Barbet, all mentioned there. Yeah. Life is Strange True Colors original stories and characters by Deck 9 and Square Enix. And even a thank you to Jonathan Zimmerman. And Felice Kwan at Deck 9 Games. And special thanks to Emma Vicelli as well.
Nice.
You got the full credits, and obviously, Claudia Leonardi and Andrea Izzo are already still in there from the previous comic iteration. So very cool nonetheless. It's very cool. I picked this up because it was dirt cheap. So I was like, you know what? If it's on sale, I'll pick them up with the other comics. With some very cool comic book covers. That's Zoe Thorogood, by the way. She designed that one. Nope, that one. That's her.
Oh, cover. This one. Dang. That's sick.
So cover B's her. And then this one is by Kelsey Ramsey. Ramsey?
Yeah.
So Ramsey.
Yeah, I do have a comic shop near me, actually in an area that I have not been in yet. So, I've never been to this. Yeah, like where I live right now is massive, dude. So, like, there's plenty of like little pockets I haven't been to yet.
Very nice, and that's also a very good comic book cover as well. Alex Chen.
That's nice.
On her little guitar. So, I picked those up. So those are my things. So Ted Lasso and Life is Strange comics. What could possibly go wrong? Nice. So yes, that's me done. So Adam, are we done here?
I think we are. Yeah,
we are. So thank you very much for joining us one more time as well. Shout out to our Patreon subscribers for StrangeCast, as you can heard in the first part. So we had Kevin Lackner, Sundy, Clare McLoughlin, YellowFlash, Jake Churchill, Carly, and GordbabyMedia. All thank you very much for supporting the Patreon. We deeply appreciate all the support. And if you do want to support the Patreon, links are in the description and in the comments as well. So Adam, we're done here. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm a bit of an FYI, so we will be recording the Patreon episodes. We're going to change the Patreon tier because we said it's going to be a Lost Records Journal episode and a StrangeCast episode. That's also causing a bit of schedule conflict. So what we're going to do is we're turning it into a tier where it's the Lost Records Journal meets StrangeCast. So basically, it's a custom-made episode where you can put whatever topics you want in there via Lost Records content or StrangeCast, and we just infuse it into one podcast, because I think putting it as separate is a bit difficult, and it might not make sense as well, depending on what you guys want, because we might get more requests for StrangeCast rather than just Lost Records Journal. So for this month, we will be doing the 2 separate ones. Next month, it'll be the one where it's collectively. And again, you guys can submit whatever topics you are. We'll put tiers out and stuff to explain that. But anyway, we're signing off. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you are new here, one more time, please do consider dropping a subscribe video, turn on notifications, like this video. If you do not like this video or subscribe, then Adam Evalt is not getting slapped in that line. People won't be able to slap him.
You don't get to slap me in the line. Yes.
So if we climb up to 2,000 subscribers by the end of this video, then it's going to show that people want to slap Adam. So please do subscribe. It helps support the channel.
One like equals one slap in the face to Adam Evalt.
There you go. So that's the best. That's the best Patreon incentive we can give as well. We'll add that to a Patreon tier. But yeah, also as well, StrangeCast is available on all podcast services. So we're available on Spotify, the video version, Apple Podcasts. So go and check us out there. You get instant access to episodes as soon as they become available. So yeah, Adam, we're signing off now. I think we're done for the month. Keep an eye on Patreon. Keep an eye on other things. We're doing little projects in between. And we should be back now. We will be back before the end of June, I think, for an episode. I don't know which one it's going to be. I think it's the Lost Records Journal. But yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back very soon. But until next time, guys, take care. See you later. Bye.
Later.
Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra.